So
Actual
I would
record.
like to issue a call, a beacon, an alarm, a call for help for anyone in the listening audience. If you know how to make a podcast, please tell us how to do it because we are struggling today.
I can't believe you just made me do that. Now I've got to send that link to Trax afterwards, and Trax has to go and do his magic so our voices, turn us all down an octave so we don't sound like Smurfs and shit.
Oh, and it's bad enough interacting with that guy on the podcast, let alone privately. Ugh, geez.
So what is it? We sent it all in the 300. We got nothing left. So
yeah, pretty much.
Bottom of the barrel dregs this week, everyone. Hello for the 301th episode
301st
of the Loose Screws podcast on September 11th, 2025.
September 311. We are alive. I'm alive once again, here to recreationally upset you. Daxy's back, baby. Recreationally upset.
How is that, Jordan? Did you miss me? Probably not.
I'm going to say I was sad that you missed it last week.
I listened in live and I was so god awful sick.
An episode without Brian isn't worth listening to.
And here, a little clarification for the listening audience. There was a recording played, and I just need to provide the lore for the background. So, what we have a little mailbox here at the Loose Screws podcast. It's the interdimensional
MAIL.
Yep. Yes. It's the interdimensional mailbox, and I did some digging to find out where are these recordings coming from. There is an alternate universe where the only difference is that I was born in the UK. That multiverse Audaxius is sending us those recordings, which I think is quite nice of him. So that's where those come from. Some people are under the impression that I was doing like mean impressions of all our English commanders across the pond, which I find incredibly insulting to think that I would denigrate their noble culture with such a terrible affectation of their accent. So no, that's those are recordings we get through the multiverse in the interdimensional mailbox, and I thought it was very touching for them to reach out and wish us a happy birthday. So I thought that was very nice.
Here I was thinking we weren't going to have any interesting content to talk about.
Well, I found it weird that Alec Turner came into our Discord today and said that the Lave Radio crew is pompous, lazy, and no fun. That was weird.
Yeah, he really laid into him.
Yeah, he laid into him. Which he's on that crew. It's just crazy.
So harsh. I mean, it's true. What he said is true, but I thought it was so harsh and just
word
really,
for word,
really
exact quote.
Out of line. I mean, completely 100% true, but also way out of line,
Yeah, super, super true, but yes.
Oh, anyway, there's only 3 of us tonight. If we haven't introduced ourselves, I am the nope. Can we beep? Can we undo that? Can we? Nope. I am Audaxius. That is my legal name, including in real life. And we have also with us, unfortunately, Chig.
And that is my legal name.
Chug is his unofficial name.
And thanks, Chug, for that little bit.
Chug's my nickname and last name, which is weird.
Yeah.
People call me Chug because it's my last name. So yes, my real life name is Chig Chug.
And the hardest name in the Discord to read, Oblivious.
I can be pompous, lazy, and no fun. Pick 2.
Oof. Pick 2. I can't.
Two truths and a lie. It's like 2 positive qualities and 1 bad one. Yeah. Well, cool. Do we need to talk about our weeks? Are we going to introduce the life of ourselves? Well, how are we going to do about it? How are we going to go about this, guys?
You're in charge, man.
I'm alive.
You just say no, we'll pull the oars.
Yeah. So I had much in the continuing chronicle of diseases I didn't know existed till I had children. adding along to the far-reaching list now, which includes scarlet fever and hand, foot, and mouth disease, we had adenovirus wreck hell in the Audaxius household. Never heard of it. It's just some virus that is kind of like all the others, except this one, you can either have basically the flu or you can just projectile vomit. Usually illnesses don't kind of cross all those lines. This one doesn't give a shit. So that was a week of my life. I was caring for my daughter who had it. And then, of course, I got it. And then you guys heard how awful I sounded last week. But I did recover and am among them living. And when you have the level of energy that you can, I should say it's not the level, it's like the almost untraceable amount of energy that's left after caring for a really sick child and then getting really sick yourself. I engaged in the what I think is the incredibly gracious and enjoyable form of undermining, which is just sitting and waiting a half hour to fill your hold with power play goods and then hauling them like 3 hours later. That is all I had the energy for this week.
Okay, but now wait a minute. I'm just picturing here, gee, Chig, why don't you like doing power play?
Oh, hey. But when you're staring through like the brain fog, the viral induced brain fog, where you only have the energy to press a button roughly every half hour, it's just mwah.
I swear you said brain frog.
I heard that. I heard brain frog.
So brain panther clipper.
Oh, and they did that green paint job this week. I'm so pissed.
Oh, that emerald green one. Yeah.
They heard us talking, and those fuckers, they knew they couldn't get at me anymore because Frontier Unlocked is now, well, FU got FU'd. We'll put it that way.
That's Frog Metallica right there.
And they knew they couldn't get at me anymore. So
you know why the FU got fully canceled, right? I mean, you understand. They banned you from it, and they were taking great joy in knowing that you were banned from it. He can't watch anymore. And then they went, wait a minute, people are telling him what we're talking about. He still knows what's happening. So they decided to cancel the entire thing.
Damn, they figured it out.
What is that? You spite your nose to spite your face? There's a phrase there.
Cut off your nose to spite your face.
To spite your face. Yes.
something face spite.
Cut off your cutter to spite your viper, or whatever.
Oh, stone the crows, or whatever the hell it is.
Go blimey. Yep. So yeah, let's see. Chug, how we doing, Chug? What's up?
Well, I'm sitting here after last week's episode where we had like 37 people on. You know how much I love when it's a nice crowded room. I just kind of, sit back and watch. And now this week there's 3 of us because everybody last week is like, Jesus Christ, I can't believe this just happened. But no, that was fun last week. I've been so busy. I've barely played, of course they do a new CG. I've got this theory that right now they're trying to figure out what the most popular activities are by doing a CG in a different branch of the game each week to see what's happening. They did the hauling, they did the combat, and now they're doing this exploration one where they only want you like just getting rocky and heavy metal content worlds. So So I just hopped in my Mandalay and just blasted off in a direction, picked a random direction, and I'm, 4,000, 5,000, 3,000, I don't know, some low number of thousands of light years outside of the bubble, just scanning stuff while talking to you guys and watching football. And I tend to multitask. So, that's what I'm doing. Oblivious, what about you?
Well, up until October of last year, I've always had dogs in my life. So it was a very sad time, October of last year. But this Sunday, I drove to North Carolina and met with the breeder and picked up a 10-week-old today, my new cardigan corgi pup.
Oh my gosh.
I feel whole again.
So cute.
It wears a
She's
sweater?
Corgis,
yes,
corgis are
yes,
so cute. Oh my gosh.
cardigan. Yes.
Yeah.
She
Oh,
fell
that's
asleep
good.
just before the podcast, which is convenient. She's laying here off to my right.
Hey, lucky
All
her. Huh?
10 pounds of her.
She doesn't have to listen to this crap.
Yeah, that would put her to
Wow.
sleep.
Put it right out.
Oh, with
Yeah,
those
so-
ears of hers, she's still hearing everything you're saying. So
Oh, God,
Oh,
yes.
that's great.
She is all ears. She is
Yeah.
all ears.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She's,
Well, congratulations on the new dog.
Thank
That's
you.
wonderful.
thank
Yeah.
you.
Well,
In gang, not much because I've been dealing with her, but yeah.
Yep. We've been making some progress though. I'll wait till we get to the power play update. Although
Yeah.
it won't take us long to get there because if we're going to do the squadron update, that's not going to take very long.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just imagine some squadron stinger music right
Yeah.
here.
So we're here. Yeah, I'll do the squadron update, and I'm gonna solo this. Okay, hold on. Back
Oh,
up,
okay,
guys.
good.
I'm gonna solo this shit. You
Oh,
ready?
dear God.
Here we
Squadron update.
Bam.
There is no update. Yeah, in our meticulously written show notes, it just says not gonna happen.
It is still broken,
If we
though. the
we as
detail.
a squadron will always exist, you know, in our hearts and our minds, and the game isn't necessarily reflecting that right now. I think unless the BGS gets sorted out, and if I had to put money on it, I don't think it's going to. So the squadron now has a different format than I think our representation with the minor faction in game represents. So just my 2 cents. I still feel that we're a cohesive unit, but if that shows up in the game or not, a little more ambiguous at this point in history.
You know what we should do? We should do a series, 2 weeks. 1 week, we do an episode where we just talk about every goddamn thing that's broke that we wish was fixed. You know, kind of a downer episode. All
That might be
salty
3
and
weeks
nasty.
worth.
No, that's just gonna be 1 week. We just do that 1 week. So we keep it simple. Most of it's gonna be like, yeah, fuck that. I agree. Screw that. And then the next week, what we do then is an episode where we talk about everything that's working good and we like in this game. So you do this, you do the crap, then you do something good.
Yeah.
So then we move forward feeling good about ourselves. But we haven't had a good there's a lot of passive aggressiveness with our complaining. Like, I mean, Ty showed up last week, you know, and it was nice for him to be there, but you could tell why he doesn't do the show anymore every time. It was just, you know, just the disappointment in his voice was so obvious. You know, so I mean, you know, having an episode, you know, call it like a therapy session where we all just get off our chest our favorite parts of the game that aren't working and just go over as many bugs as humanly possible.
Yeah.
And the next week we come back and talk good about the show or the game, not the show. I don't know. Leave Radio is probably going to do the thing where they're going to do a series of episodes about just how our show is so bad. Because
I can't wait for that.
They
I'm
could make,
excited.
Great.
they could make a
excited.
season of shows about that.
Yeah.
They,
Wow.
What if they do any voices?
they custom record little advertisements that are just throwing shit at us like during that episode.
I'd say that, but I believe Alec Turner did spill the beans that they're lazy, right? Wasn't that in this quote? So that'd be too much work for
Hardly,
them.
my
So
God,
yeah.
your little island nation didn't conquer half of the known world because you guys are lazy. You can pull it together.
No, they're an
Yeah.
outlier. They're an island on the island, even though they're spread all over the island. It's kind of confusing.
It's
Like, we were so harshly corrected today that, like, you know, most of them are from Scotland.
Yeah.
I'm like, Scotland, Schmotland, same thing.
Yeah. Well, they'll run an ad for like a legal firm. They're like, have you been suffering from morts, tremors, or tumbly wumblies in your tummy? Have you been exposed to the Loose Screws podcast? Call today for compensation.
Oh, perfect.
You can settle that little tummy of yours with some tea.
Sorry, that was just. I think Daxie called to the interdimensional phone there. That was
Off the cuff.
Yeah.
That was good.
Through the interdimensional phone. That's your mouth, fool.
Oh God, man! Just imagine being married to me. I don't know how my wife does it. Okay. Well, we do have an actual update related to the in-game squadron, not the old-fashioned squadron, but the new one, the power play update. And I'm gonna have to solo this because we don't know how to run a soundboard. So it goes like introduction. It's average. Get your facts straight.
That was pretty good at the end there. Yeah,
All right.
you nailed that one.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Cycle 46. Remember, loose screws were on a highway to hell. Dun, dun. That's the campaign we're on. We had a big push for Alexandrinus, which you guys know. When you poke the feds in the eye, as much as we make fun of them, sometimes they can poke back. The initial push for Alexandrinus fell a little short. It came down really close to it on Wednesday night. I mean, I think it was legit within a couple thousand control points.
That goddamn Jiminy Tricks ruined it for you guys. He
Jiminy
didn't show
Tricks
up
can't
and
pull
help.
his way. He's like, hey, there's no combat. And it's like his fucking CCs and just like fucking NVIDIA. And he just started railing about it. But we almost made it. So now we're in the quest to undermine Alexandrinus. And regardless of how it actually went this week, I learned a lot about the power play system, because when you have a big group effort like this, part of power play is just getting a feel for, as a group, how many numbers can we move in that style of gameplay that week. So we didn't take Alexandrinus back, but unless Archer's listening, and I hope to God he is, because he might actually learn something from this podcast. He's dumb enough to learn something from us. We can move a good number of merits undermining in a week. I think a lot of that is hopefully not just me doing the power play goods when I was sick, but I now know for the campaign to progress, which is we're bridging Liang respace and screw space closer to the closest stronghold in the rest of the Liang rebubble, which is hell, that if we need to undermine, we can be perhaps a bit more selective with the targets that we choose, because I've got a feel for how much the squadron could move in a week. And also, it might push us into the meta game, which is if we know the numbers we can move in a week, that we might kind of have to reach out to other player groups and get other factions from Liang Re on board, which I think is great, because I've always made the pitch that power play has become the mortar between the bricks of the game, which I still see and really love that it's there. And if we have to reach out for some help, I can temporarily denigrate myself to reach out to Serious Gov and partner with the corporate shills.
Yeah, I think you used the wrong analogy. Power play is the sauce between the noodles of this game.
Sauce between the noodles.
The noodles. It's all the spaghetti code. Something has to keep players interested. So that's what I would go with.
Yeah.
Plus, I like spaghetti.
Could be lasagna.
Or what's the other ramen? Ramen. That's a good noodle. I think it's Italian. Ramen.
Penny pasta. We'll just start naming pastas for the rest of the episode.
So for those power play inclined commanders, Alexandrinus is still the target this week. I think we might have broken Archer's spirit, because Archer did not give a rat's ass about that system until we showed up, and I don't think they're going to have a lot of sticking power. So
you realize
World War II
podcasts were not a thing, because Winston Churchill would have been going on about, we're going to land at Normandy and they're never going to see us coming. Away.
But Dax has been doing a great job rallying the troops. I mean, he's got them all fired up. I mean, even right now, we are kicking Archer's butt by a whole 1,000 control points.
Hey, I can't even count that high, so that sounds great to me.
That's an Alexandrinus. We're up by 1,000.
We're up by 1,000.
Yeah, it's the hope is we have a sense in loose screws. Let me try that one again. In loose screws space, that is a bit of a tongue twister. where our niche is in the bubble and where our own little bubble is. And I think if we bridge our little spot, we're this lobe of Liang-Ri that kind of sticks out into Antal and Archer space. So we're going to strengthen the bond between Hell and our space. And that's actually a holdover from the Thargoid War. If you guys don't know, the system reinforcement strength from the Thargoid War was that the Titan was harder to take the more it was surrounded by systems that were occupied. So you could kind of bang your head against the wall just tackling the Titan, or you could knock down the surrounding system. So power play has that dynamic where the strength of a system isn't a set amount of merits. It's also related to the number of systems that support it. So we're going to
just sample scouts all day long.
Well, hey, every game loop in this game has its own silliness. So the current in power play is that they buffed 15% for the undermining effort. So they're leaning into making things shift and get competed for. But the gameplay itself for undermining is, I'm not going to call it lackluster, but let's just say it's not as compelling as fighting a war. So we're going to keep up the effort, and I have some confidence we can make some moves in Alexandrinus and then move on elsewhere. So if you are not involved yet, we have a power play hub on the Discord. We have a thread for the Highway to Hell. We have a thread with some other resources in there. So if you guys are new to it, please feel free to dip in. The other thing I want to do is create a little stipend with the new in-game squadron system. If you're going to be a power player doing stuff on a regular basis, we want to create a weekly allowance, and we haven't ironed that out yet. But the new squadron system, van squadron guards, lets us do that. So that's going to be something that's rolling out here as the Highway to Hell progresses. But
we've already done one payout, right?
I got paid. Let me look in my inbox. Let's see. I have been paid 1 credit. I got paid another 1 credit. I got paid 1 credit 5 times, and then I got paid 69 credits once. So I never get to complain that I haven't been compensated for my time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of compensation, I need Alexander Corbin from Ashling's Angels to land on my carrier one day and message me. I owe him some credits because when people actually fight, when we're having an event, I pay them. And I paid Volt and I paid Lark for blowing them up, but I never paid Alexander Corbin because you can pay credits out to other squad members from your own funds, but you can't pay other players in the game, which I just find weird. I mean, if the funds were coming from the squad bank, I get it, but when it comes from your personal funds, when you space Venmo somebody, you should be able to send credits to anybody, but it's
not
stupid.
there yet. Well, I'm just noticing I like checking in my contacts menu to see who had killed me most recently. I'm so upset. Because Trax and I multi-crewed, it doesn't remind me that he killed me anymore. It just says multi-crew.
Oh.
So he's going to have to blow me up again. So that I can get that right.
I don't think that'll be a problem.
I don't think that'll be an issue.
I'll do it for him if you want. You want to Chig you? I'll gladly.
I would like to think that I could hold my own in a fight with Chig. And I know it's not true, but because I haven't done it, I'm going to maintain the delusion just to salvage a little bit of my self-esteem. So sure, Chig.
I'm a shit pilot. It's perfectly fine. I mean, I'm a slack ass. I don't know how engineering works, and you'll get some easy credits. Remember, if you blow me up, you get $1 billion. So
okay. Well, says the guy who's like septuple elite. So that's a humble brag if ever there was. Okay, Galnet update. The game actually has an update in the form of a new CG. Chig, you are deep out in the black, scanning rocky bodies for a module reward that we've already gotten like twice, right?
Right. Correct.
Yep.
Correct. I was trying to say. I was going to say correct or crap, and I was going to say correct, but crap wanted to come out because usually that's what CGs are, or CGs are.
Correct.
Crap wrecked.
No, I kid. The module actually is really good. The expanded radius.
If you don't have it, yes.
Yeah. If you don't want it, if you don't have it, you want it. I think I have 2, but they're good.
I think I've got a couple of them. And why not? why not have another one? And there's not really anything, there's this huge mystery going on where we actually got another in-game message today, but there's nothing going on with it other than they throw out a CG that runs for 2 weeks or whatever.
So what you're saying is you can't have enough expanded probes.
Oh, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry quite contrary is still missing. In HIP 87621, something's going to go down. But, they throw mysteries out at us, and then Canon Research solves it in like 0.6 seconds. I don't blame them for buffering this
I'm gating it.
Well, they figured it out. Just don't give you the key, right?
But I mean, you got to be excited because consortium has been mentioned multiple times, and after a big trip out to Daxie's Folly and all of that.
Wonder, man, do you think that they've actually done something with the consortium?
Should we get back out there?
I'm naively hopeful. And for the listening audience, if you don't know, Chig and I spent a not insignificant portion of our lives.
Among others, Volt went out there, Scotty went out there. I mean, we had help out there. It wasn't just us. But
there is a system, I think it's like about 4,500 light years out, middle of nowhere, that has a named faction called the Consortium that has their own codex entry that showed up with Odyssey. As far as I know, they have never been mentioned in any way, shape, or form in the game, other than the codex entry. We went out there to push them to the top position and influence in their system to see if anything would happen. Nothing happened. Apparently, this has happened independently, like about a dozen times that people have gone out there to fuss with them.
And here's the thing, though, that you glazed over the fact that they added the codex. The thing is, if you don't know, the codex only has, in the knowledge base, there's only 14 total main topics in there, and the consortium is one of them. Why is that one thing, added to it? It's just that's fucking crazy.
And I'm guessing maybe the October consortium, it's like the Halloween thing they do every year, but it's the first time we've seen the word pop up in game outside the codex. So I'm naively hopeful. God, I might have to take a trip out there again just for old time's sake.
Yeah, I should have explored in that direction. What the hell was I thinking? I went the opposite way. I'm so dumb.
That was Operation Daxie's Folly, and that I need to name a ship that, because I need to memorialize that in some way.
Yeah, or you just need to, start colonizing out in that direction so you can build a system right next door and call it Daxie's Folly.
And as jazzed as I am about Elite, I have not interacted with the entire colonization update once.
I
never been anywhere, never delivered any cargo.
I did not forever. I was like, I haven't even looked at the interface, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I'm like, let's just check this out, because I always claim I've done a little bit of everything in games. So I went on Spanch, found a system with some pristine rings, claimed it as my own, built a Coriolis, named it Patty's Pub, and haven't been back. But that was like a week ago. I built that Coriolis in about 4 days and wasted the arcs on renaming the Coriolis, and thought about, checked out the planet underneath it. There's some interesting stuff below it where I might do something in the future, but I did all that hauling. That's a lot of hauling to build. I think it's over 70,000 total haulage you need to do. But
what'd you say? It took you 4 days?
Yeah, it took me about 4 days.
Someone do that math.
But I got lucky. I mean, the system for the vast majority of this stuff was one jump away and only 70 light seconds from the star. So it was, I know how to be as efficient as humanly possible.
4 days. Hold on, I'm gonna do this math live on this. 4 days. You did 70,000 tons, about 1,000 tons a run. 70 divided by 4. It just says. The calculator just says Chig has no life. That's super mean. Why does it say that? It's fucked up, calculator. Come on, man.
That's not that. It's not that much. It's not that bad. And
yes, lazy, no fun, no life.
You left your mark on the galaxy, other than just a minor faction's influence that went up and then back down again, like in Daxie's Folly.
yeah, there was that.
Yeah, well, that's that. But above and beyond.
So what are you saying? Are you saying Terry's hanging out at Daxy's Folly now? Is that what you're saying?
What if, they have us out in a system that's not too far from the bubble. And this is, they have the exploration CG. They could extend this story out to that system.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe. They know that we're going to chase out there, especially if we think there's a new town of gameplay, because it's not coming with the Type-11 Prospector.
Yeah, but it's going to make me cry. Remember
Okay.
how long it took us to build that influence up so they could take control of that system?
God, yes.
If they make that a CG to boost them to the top out there, it's going to be like an hour. It'll just be done in an hour.
Like, can you pay me retroactively? I've already done this 3 years ago.
Yeah, I want my time back.
I want my time.
I guess that's better than Lave's theory. They're
sandworms?
Sandworms, yeah.
Yeah, Colin.
Sandworms.
He must have just watched Dune or something.
Sandworms.
Well, they're saying all the other games are getting sandworms. But
they couldn't give us on-foot Thargoids. I think they're going to give us on-foot sandworms.
All the other games have ship interiors also.
There you go. I set that one up for you.
Put it on a tee.
Dude. I looked at No Man's Sky's Steam numbers. Holy shit.
Yeah.
If anything could make the argument to Frontier to do ship interiors, it's No Man's Sky.
They really had to change the name of that game to a lot of Men's Sky.
They have the highest player engagement since the game came out. And the content was just the fact you can have a ship with an interior and you can build it and construct it. So, but I tell you, man, we keep coming back to that point, and that point has sticking power. And that Hello Games is very happy with that update. So Frontier, if you're listening and you want your own highest player engagement since release, maybe look into it.
Yeah, I love the fact, like they said, there's no gameplay. Nobody's going to want to walk through their ship a bunch of times.
It's horseshit.
But yet you land in a Corvette or a Panther Clipper and a Coriolis and you want to get out of your ship and run into the station, you run the entire length of the fucking ship. Like they couldn't have put the door closer for you or something.
So
Jesus Christ.
I reinstalled No Man's Sky for the first time in 4 years, and they call them Corvettes, the kind of ship you can have the interior. I've been playing it for a week, and the game is mechanically no different, but I'm telling you, having your ship and just the experience of getting in it being a tangible physical space is actually game changing, and it has nothing to do with mini games or the buttons that you press when you're inside the ship. And if you don't know that about the kind of audience that shows up to play these games, get better customer data insight, whatever you have to do to understand that we show up to this kind of game for a reason. And I'm sorry, part of that is the feeling you get of being out in your ship or the connection you have to your ship. And you can write that off and with as immersion or whatever the hell you want to call it, but you don't get the highest player numbers in a decade-year-old game for nothing. So let the numbers do the talking.
I had no idea that many interior decorators like space games.
Dude. If they added in No Man's Sky, they have a good building system. You can just do it yourself. And that's fine if Elite doesn't have that. If they just had little chintzy shit you can add for arcs, or you found this exobiome on a planet and you can get a little one in a little case that you carry with on your ship, but you had to go out there and scan it yourself before you can put it there. They are making money hand over fist. These checks are going to write themselves if they can just harness that energy. So get on it, Frontier. Come on.
Maybe that's what Terry found in that permit-lock system, ship interiors. They found them on a planet, and we're going to go harvest them.
And there's
She's
this
got
new
pictures of sandworms on her wall.
Yeah, and they're going to have some silly in-game lore thing where it's the suit technology has changed, that you're no longer required to be locked to your seat, and now you can stand up, and the Brewer Corporation, yada, yada, yada. It's I don't care what lore you have to write. Just make me able to stand up, damn it.
Oh, that'd be freaking hilarious. Some of
Yeah.
these ships have entire bridges, but the reason we couldn't move around them is because suit technology required
just
us to be
suit
seated.
technology. We're gonna have a CG to unlock it. We have to like deliver a bunch of
Deliver bio waste because
18,000 million
it's
tons
no
of
longer
bio
going to be in
waste.
your suit. Yeah, it's no
Yeah.
longer being produced in your suit, so we need it harvested.
Oh God.
Good God,
Bio
man.
waste gameplay. That's the next
Scat
update.
play.
Oh
Space
God. No. No. And now that's the episode title.
Space
God.
scat.
I hate it. I mean, we're gonna do it, but I hate it.
Oh, I hate it more than anything, but
Oh,
yeah, it might have to be
God,
done.
that's
God
good.
damn it. But everything's better in space, right?
Not
Except,
today, it's not.
except zero G crap. Good
Not with
God.
not with Chug around. Okay,
Chug
let's
ruins
move on from
everything.
that crap with the actually useful information we got on the Type-11. Lo and behold, there is no new type of mining, but the mining gun is going to be a bit of a buff. So the wording from Frontier that they chose to release now instead of in the big release when they actually had guys being interviewed about it is, I'm going to just read this. New tool fires specifically designed for projectiles to maximize the amount of fragments, granting a higher yield than other mining tools when laser mining. And also when laser mining has a chance to extract the materials found when you're doing abrasion blasting. So let the power creep train keep rolling. I actually think it's super cool. I'm probably going to get it.
But
Are you?
Yeah. I think
I
it's
want to
kind of
see
cool.
what it'll do to a docking computer.
yeah, I'm curious too.
Yep.
Oh, they'll do the power play reward, which is that laser, but it actually does damage.
But see,
Once the
okay,
mining lands. Yeah.
here's the thing though. It'll get you a higher yield. Now, is that more bits flying off or bits with more stuff in them?
I think it's the
And-
latter.
Now,
Probably
is it going to be more than like if you had 3 mining lasers going at the same time and you get a whole bunch of bits and you're harvesting them? Is it going to be faster than doing that? You know, I don't. We just got to see it in practice. I guess.
Yeah.
I have so many questions because I
Yeah.
just a larger mining tool. You just assume, yeah, it will mine faster.
Yeah. I know when it comes down to the distro, and if you have a bunch of medium mining lasers on it, how much can you actually keep the thing spun up?
Yeah, but it maxes out at 3 medium mining lasers anyway, you know,
Yeah.
in that type of mining. So this might exceed that. But then, as
Yeah.
we've talked about before, you're limited by the speed of your limpets anyway. But if each of these chunks has more in it than the other chunks, then that helps your limpets. So I don't know. It's
Now,
gonna
wouldn't it be
interesting.
great that the Olympics are slower bringing it back because it's hit more mass?
It's a total wash.
My immersion.
Zero improvement.
Oh, technically, when you take the physics into account, they got a little more mass, they got to exert more energy, they have to slow down their inertia.
Oh my God.
and a limpet expires each time it brings something back is the exertion from
Each
bringing
time.
the bigger thing back. Yeah.
It's
Each
it's
chunk is
exhausted.
one limpet. Yeah.
Like,
God, I hope so.
it's
I'm
like
rooting
you
for it.
buy yourself a brand new shiny gun, and the first thing you do is shoot yourself right in the foot.
Yeah, that's usually the way it
I'm
works.
excited. I am an unwilling veteran of the was it platinum or was it void opals? The mining boom right before fleet carriers where you could get 5 billion credits in like a week.
That was
yeah.
LTDs, wasn't it?
LTDs, yeah.
Low temperature diamonds for the
God in
acronym
heaven,
week.
I remember. I actually when I say
Remember
that,
the egg? Remember the egg? The map
Yeah, do you remember
thing
the
where
egg?
you go into the ring and find the egg. Yes.
Yeah, I never did that, but I remember it. And I have to confess here, I have been very vocal about having never grinded in the game. And I think in that week I was grinding. I remember being quite bored. Very rich, but very bored.
Yeah, I've experimented with every gold rush that's come along just to see what was going on with it, because they've all been a little bit different. Like Void Opals was, core mining specifically, and they sold for like 1.4, 1.6 million a piece or something like that. I once filled a cutter and sold, a billion worth of stuff in one fill up. Yes, I was core mining in a cutter. And then, then there was low temperature diamonds, then painite, all these things. But then there's always just variants. Sometimes it was laser mining. The egg, I think, was subsurface, but you had to find that one specific rock. And that's why it was called the egg, because it was like egg shaped. You had to go into the ring at the right spot and then fly a certain direction. And you'd find that one rock, do the subsurface thing, that drill thing. And that made a shit ton of stuff, and it's always a different gold rush, and I've checked every one of those stupid things out, and yes, it will get people to grind like goddamn idiots.
Well, my big thank you to Frontier is that those gold rushes eventually just became fun because they became things like the Thargoid War. I don't know if I'll ever worry about money again after that.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yep. So I don't know if they're going to get my arcs for the Type-11. I might be done with the new, unless something really exceptional comes along, I might be done with the pre-purchases, but I am actually excited about the Type-11. I have a very small soft spot for mining. It doesn't come up very often, but it is kind of fun from time to time.
Yeah, well, that's why I colonized my own system, just so I have my own little honey hole to go mining in. Literally, that's why I did it. So
yeah. In any other context, using the phrase honey hole would make me uncomfortable, but I understand what you're saying.
No, you're mixing up that and glory hole. One word makes a big difference.
Why do I do this? Oh, God, I set these up and then I regret them.
Oh, God, Chigger fiction.
Chigger fiction, yes.
Chig or regret.
There's a lot of that.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I think in terms of the game, that kind of wraps up this stuff for this week. And unless you guys, what do we want to, do we have any hot topics for discussion?
We should probably mention how they fixed the whole squadron leadership problem where,
I'm out of the loop on this one. You guys take this. Inform me.
Vanguards came out, and obviously there were a lot of squadrons that had been around for a long time, and a lot, pretty much inactive, but people came back to check out what this was. And there was, a bit of an issue if the squad leader didn't come back. Nobody, below that top rank had the ability to do anything really with the squadron. So people were scrambling to, tickets going in and everything else to try to find some kind of solution from FDev. And to their benefit, they came up with a pretty good solution. Are you up to speed on it, Oblivious? I don't remember the exact details on it. Do you?
Well, what they're doing is they're starting a 90-day timer for inactivity for that leadership position, and then they open it up to, I think, the second and the third positions in there. But one thing I just read, I didn't even realize. I thought the 90-day timer was starting at the release for all of the squadrons, but now it's saying that squadrons with leaders who have already been inactive for 90 days, the process is starting immediately.
Okay.
I guess that's some good news for some folks that have been dealing with this issue for a while. Alex is one of them. Where they couldn't even participate in vanguards because the owner of their squadron was AWOL and I couldn't contact them. So, it'll keep ticking down, but Dax, you need to know that the lowest rank within the squadron will not ever be eligible for leadership transfer. Sorry, guy.
And I so cherish that you went out of your way to remind me that. I show up every week and I leave with bruises and I keep coming back.
Now,
Because we care.
If you just think, Dax, if you did have control of this, think
Yeah.
of the fun you could have.
No. Let me tell you
Because
about the.
you could set up all types of perks that nobody likes, do weird bank transfers, give nobody any privileges, anything like that. Sit on inactivity for 90 days. And then
Yeah.
when they send the notice out that says, we're going to change the leadership, you pop back in and go, nope, I'm in game. And
Nope.
it starts all over again.
Log in. Set the clock. 90 days, bitch. I'm going to tell you why we have more fun down here in steerage. You ever see Titanic? You remember the stuffy dinner party and he slips her the note. He's like, yo, I got a real place. They go down to steerage and they're drinking and they're dancing and they got a live band. It's so much more fun below decks, man. I gladly wear my rank because I'm the only one at the bottom.
Daxie, will you draw me like one of your French girls?
I have an AI do that, and I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life.
I can't believe we drifted to Titanic.
Can you draw me like one of your British girls? Anyway.
Like the one American in the movie and he gave him a British accent. Jesus Christ.
God. Yeah. But hey, that's something that, I mean, that's kind of a quick fix for Frontier, right? That was what, like a month? Something that could have been a headache for months and months, and they turned around.
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, but if I go into carrier management, it still blasts my eardrums out, and it's been like that for a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. And if we can't plot a carrier jump, it spits us all the way back out.
Oh God!
We haven't seen it. It makes good sense. We haven't seen it in execution. I mean, could be next week. Everybody's fleet carrier disappears since you haven't landed on in the last 24 hours or something like that. So who knows?
You didn't pay the maintenance. Galactic repo man goes haywire.
Speaking of which, they fixed a potential cause of a crash after jumping a fleet carrier. You guys experience that?
What is it?
Never had it.
Fixed potential cause of a crash after jumping a fleet carrier.
I've crashed at so many different random points that
it's hard to
probably happened at some point.
Well, now you know there's one less.
Maybe.
Tell you what.
I like this one. Fixed squadron not being created if motto, mission statement, and application requirements are blank. You must have a motto.
Yeah, what is that trying to prevent? Are there bots in game like spamming squadrons? That phone feels weird.
And it seems like it'd be pretty easy for a macro to add, fill in those fields anyway.
That feels very corporate, doesn't it? You must have a mission statement and a motto. Yeah.
You must have synergy.
And 6 weeks of TPS reports, and you got to come in on Saturday.
I like this one. Fixed errors occurring when filtering the squadron browser by certain power play characters. I want to know which characters.
God, I hope it was Torval.
I hope it's the letter C.
Yet one more reason for Torval commanders to abandon that spidery old bitch. Yeah.
When sorting by what?
I don't even know what that means, and I'm glad I don't.
I didn't. You can sort the power play window by, or did you say squadron?
No, it's a squadron browser.
Squadron browser. Okay,
filtering the squadron browser. The squadron browser by certain power play characters.
Or was that? Really a fix?
Or
were they trying?
Or were they power play filter? I don't even know what they're saying.
Have not even checked that or scanned for it ever.
Squadrons.
Yeah. They say it was a fix, but what if they were just trying to actively discourage people from joining Delane or something? So they just made it not work.
I have no idea.
They did that with the motto thing, right?
Yeah. It's like there's 3,000 squadrons where their motto is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's weird.
Squadron browser.
This guy's his password.
This guy's his password 1, 2, 3.
Okay, squadron. Okay, I see it. So you go into the squadrons, you go to the squadron browsers, and then
Squadron
one of
browser,
the
okay.
tabs is power play, and then you can select the powers.
Oh Jesus! Okay, let's pick these two and see what happens.
I don't know a single scenario where that would be important, but I'm glad.
Well, if you were looking for a squadron where you wanted to be, that's pledged to that power, is where that would be important. If you're actually out there looking, what's the soup of the day? Is the squadron soup de jour's squadron motto? Soup de jour.
Clearly wasn't Ashling's, because if it was, we would have heard about it.
Oh, there's German in here.
Those podiatrists would have been screaming.
So, meine liebe deutsche Kommandanten, herzlich willkommen.
Well, I haven't crashed it yet. I guess it's fixed.
That's
be
it.
the G's you were meant to be.
It's
we
like
could just sit here and read some of these. Wow.
Frontier just gets cheeky, and they're like, issue to fix where playing the game doesn't crash the game. Thank you, Frontier. Oh man. Well,
the Milk Rats. That's a squadron name.
God.
Their squadron.
Is their motto, we have milk, you don't? Any questions?
Yes. Any questions? Any cheese?
Nope. Their motto is dairy in any form, with capital A-N-Y for any. And that's a quote by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
God, I've never hated someone so soon after learning they exist.
Oh
God. Well,
you could just be entertained for a long time reading these mottos and some of these names. Jesus. Crayon Muncher. That's the name of a squadron. Even broken crayons still leave a mark. That's their motto.
We're the weirdest.
I like that. How many people they have in that squad?
One.
Only one. Shit.
Yeah, they're not the Crayon Munchers. It's Crayon Muncher is the name of the squad.
Crayon Munch.
One even grammatically correct. We're the weirdest
God.
fucking group of people.
Even broken crayons leave a mark. I love that. All right.
Yep.
Yeah. What else we got?
Well,
Nothing.
we'll have a new show segments where we just read the silliest squadron that we found that week.
I like it.
Yep.
I'm on board with that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think kind of rounding the corner here towards the end, if I may, we have a single note in Community Corner, and it's that Lave Radio can suck eggs. So I don't know what that's about. I just read it. They just put these things on the cue card, and I read them.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I don't know why they're mad at us.
Is that a Scottish thing, sucking eggs?
I think that's sucking sheep. I don't know.
Oh,
gross.
Too far.
That actually came out wrong.
God, that sounds like something Chug would say. God.
I meant like haggis, like the
Oh, wait a minute.
Sheep, right?
Are they doing that to floss?
God, I'm just gonna show.
Jeez.
You dig a hole and you realize it's only getting deeper.
Stop digging.
Yeah. Good God. Next, you're going to pick a fight with Burr Pit, and they really have a lot of people in their Discord.
Oh, I have never in my livelong life met a more wonderful, wholesome group of people than Burr Pit. And if I
100%.
And I know me, and I can be me, if I ever like get feisty or wordsy with Burr Pit, you have permission to permaban me. It is inexcusable. Like no one, and trust me, I've gotten in my fair share of useless internet arguments, but I will never have a single bad word to say about them.
Yeah,
just bad impressions.
You're so wholesome that I'm afraid of, like saying things that he said to me, because I'm afraid that somebody might get mad at them that he said something that's completely harmless. I feel like I need to protect them, but they got enough people that they can protect themselves.
I will go into Serious Gov and greet them with a fuck you. That's my opening line. Before I even say what I need to say, I would never in my fucking life ever use language like that on. And if anyone else did, God help them. They're going to have me to deal with. Nobody, and I mean nobody, talks that way to Burp It. We love them.
Well, do you know what they have to deal with in their chat every week? Every week. Burr said this. Don't be mad at me, Burr, for sharing this one, because he heard us talking about, on the forums, somebody will talk about bringing consoles back again. And, we mocked it. Like, it's been 1 billion years. Let it go. Burr messaged me because he started cracking up because on every one of their videos that get a ton of views, in their comments, there's at least 4 or 5 people that every week will complain about consoles, not being active anymore. Every single episode.
Oh my God. And the woolly mammoth went extinct too. Are we going to bitch about that? It was 12,000 years ago. Like we got to move on, man.
Yeah, move on. Consoles, am I right?
On.
Quit harassing the Burp It, you console peasants.
Leave Burr alone.
Leave Rini alone. Pick on Burr. Pick on Burr all you want. He's fine, but leave Rini alone. She keeps him in line, and I think that's why we like him.
And Lave Radio can take it. They're Scottish. They like fights anyway. I saw Braveheart. Like they're they like fighting.
Yeah, and drinking.
I am thoroughly educated on the nature of their people, and I know that they like a good scrap. It's like that. It's like Mad Eye Moody said in that movie. He said, "Well, I guess we didn't get all dressed up for nothing."
You're doing long. Good God, you're doing a long range archaeology on England, and you think you know everything from the movies you've seen, mixing them up entirely. I love it.
The ignorance of the American mind, including my own,
has no bounds.
It has no bounds. It is so entertaining.
I don't know how to spell ignorance, so I feel fine being it because I have no idea what it is.
And bless your little chug heart.
Not knowing what ignorance is the epitome of ignorance.
Yeah. No, we don't know how much our own ignorance is bliss.
Yes. What we do know is that we don't know what we do know.
And what I do know is that I know enough, so I don't need to learn any more.
Exactly. I left the 3rd grade. Is all I needed.
Oh man, yeah. 3rd grade would have been a luxury for me.
I think in England they call that like college.
It's 3 stone, mate. They measure grades in stone, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're running out of steam here, fellas. I can only berate the English so much more. So
it can only go further downhill.
Like a stone.
That is full circle. It this evening. If you made it this far in the podcast, we love you.
Oh my God.
And what's wrong with you? We listen, this is the Loose Screws podcast. We have a website, loosescrewsed.com. You can join us on Discord. You can check out the merch store. We still have a Patreon. Bless your hearts. If you're on the Patreon, you have disposable income. I wonder what that's like. Patreon.com/loosescrewsed for more.
And we really should give a shout out to the other Loose Screws podcasts. We should give a shout out to the other Elite Dangerous podcasts, but we don't know.
There's another one?
No,
what?
There aren't any others, are there?
We need to start doing react episodes to our own podcasts. Really cycle the drain of.
Oh my God! Or we just put out a second contest, a second podcast, like The Walking Dead has the After Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, the reaction episode right after the episode, but it's us reminiscing about what we did for the past hour.
What we just did. Remember that time like 27 minutes ago that we made that joke? It was hilarious.
Wait, are we doing that now?
Anyway, no, oh God, cut it off. All right, that's it, everyone. We're going to call it. We love you. Everyone say goodnight on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Everyone say goodnight.
Oh my
good
God.
Night.
Guys are awful.
Chugga, chugga, chugga.
Chugga, chugga, choo, choo.
Good.